Welcome back to Fantasy Sports Island. Guys, we got off the schneid this week in the FFPC. We got a victory. We're 1-2 now. Thank you, Najee. Thank you, Aaron Jones, Mahomes, Higbee. It feels good. It feels good to be a champion this week, huh, guys?
It does.
Yeah,
it's nice to get in the W column.
Fantasy Rolls Royce is here. We've got Sir Poops a Lot. Johnny Ballgame is here.
Living the dream, baby.
Living the dream. And the Fantasy Reaper, guys, I'm in 6 leagues. I went 6-0 this week.
Wow.
Yeah, feels good.
Damn.
Never happens. Never happens. How'd you guys do? Tell me. Anybody happy?
Yeah, I went 3-1. I had a pretty good week.
Very good.
I would have gone 4-0 if it had been for a little fella named Marquise Hollywood, son of a Brown.
Oh shit, he dropped another one. Oh my god.
Actually, he literally just dropped one outside just now.
Wasn't he delivering your food and he dropped that too?
Yeah, he dropped my food, yeah. He's my door dasher and he dropped it.
I just dropped one of my pants too.
Hey! Save that for the next segment.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys, we got another great show for you tonight. We've got news and notes. We got the panic button, fantasy heroes and zeros, week 4 matchups, all poop team again, and we got a new segment for you coming up later. But first thing we want to ask you to do is hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell because that'll notify you each and every week when we come out with these great videos. And we're getting some major support, guys. Our last video was once again our best one. Thanks to you guys for smashing up that like button and commenting on the video.
Yeah.
We appreciate your support. Keep it coming, and maybe one of these days we'll do 2 videos a week for you, huh? Huh, guys?
Yeah.
Huh? All you gotta do is hit that like button, guys. All right. So again, thank you for your support, and now we are ready to go on this show. You guys ready to go?
Good.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
News and notes around the NFL.
News and notes around the NFL is our first segment, as always. And let me start motoring through this, guys. First story, Richard Sherman is working out for the Tampa Bay Bucks this week. Johnny Ballgame, I'm going to start with you. Can Richard Sherman help that poor secondary that Tampa's displayed so far this year?
I mean, I think it'll help. I don't know that it's the answer, right? I mean, Richard Sherman is like 183 years old, and I didn't think he was that awesome last year when he was in game shape and had been in, whatever little mini camps that they had. But he's a smart player. He's good. He knows coverages. Could easily take over as the captain back there. So I think he'll make a difference.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like his leadership ability. I think that's why they want him in there. Maybe he can scope, tell him, hey, they're going to run this play, or watch this guy on this route. There's certain things.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the smartest players that's in the league. I mean, if you look at that guy, his football IQ is ridiculous. He's
super intelligent. So I'm anxious to see what he can do as an owner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. If they could just shore up that secondary a little bit, we've seen how dominant they can be at times. So especially in the Super Bowl last year against Mahomes. So I'm looking forward to see what he can bring. But I agree with you, John. I'm not sure there's anything left in that tank. This dude hasn't even been playing football for 9 months now. So I don't know how much.
His legal woes bug me a little bit too. He's got some, stuff going on there.
Yeah, he threw like a little temper tantrum there at his girlfriend's house or something, or his family's house.
Yeah.
A little something.
Does anybody like their in-laws though? Or
True. Those are facts.
I do.
Absolutely. You do? Yeah.
I want to make sure if she's watching.
Me too. Hi, Mom. All right. Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon. Yes, that Josh Gordon has been reinstated in the league. And he actually signed with the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad. They do intend to bring him up when he's ready. Royce, do you care?
No. Does anybody care? Have we seen this movie before? We have, right?
I think.
2000.
You guys remember when he went off for Seattle 2 years ago? Oh, wait, that's right.
No. Last time he went off, 2013, led the league in yards. I think he had 1,600 something plus.
Yeah.
I was in my 40s. Long time ago. I'm not buying it. No.
Let me add something real quick. Those 1,600 yards he did, I believe he missed the first 2 games too because he was suspended.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. So what a season he had. And I had him on my team, so I forever loved Josh Gordon. But Tony, how many freaking times did I go back to the Josh Gordon well year after year after year in the draft, just hoping there was some inkling of that talent left?
Holding on to him till he breaks your heart again.
Right.
I'm surprised that the NFL gives him that many chances. I mean, I like the fact that when people have, issues that they get a second chance, but it's like after a while, like some people they just ban for life. Like, oh, you did this or you did that. I mean, beating up women is one thing, but this guy constantly
18th time. Yeah,
it's like, all right, enough. But he's so naturally talented that these teams keep going up. You think maybe we could put him in practice squad, let's sign those, give them their chance. They're just hoping for that. But what is he, like 30, 31 or something? How old is he now? He's getting old
30.
too.
He's only 30.
He's 30 and he doesn't have a ton of mileage now. I mean,
No.
he hasn't played
Right.
over the
Yeah,
last
that's true.
5 years.
Who knows, man? I wouldn't do it, but who
He
knows?
played in that little arena football league thing they had going last year with Johnny Manziel, as a matter of fact. Johnny Ballgame, right? He got to play a couple games with him, and I remember him catching like a Hail Mary to win the game, and that was exciting. But let's be real, that's against scrubs. I want to see if he can do it in the NFL, and this is a guy that hasn't played in years. Like, he didn't play all last year, right? Maybe a game.
Can we just say this, though? There's a little piece of all of us that wants to see 2013 Josh Gordon in a Chiefs offense.
Yeah.
That feels pretty good, right? I mean, that would be pretty exciting.
Having said all that, in our big money league that we play in together, guys, I picked up Josh Gordon.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. I'm a sucker.
That's a dollar well spent, Chuck. Good job, buddy.
All right, Justin Fields had a monumentally awful game against the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, completing only 6 of 20 for 68 yards and was sacked 9 freaking times, 4.5 by Garrett alone. Nagy is now talking about all 3 quarterbacks are in the mix to start next week, including Andy Dalton, possibly Justin Fields, and Nick freaking Foles. John, what the hell's going on with your Bears, bro?
First of all, I would like to say this. Fields wasn't good, but it was not that dude's fault. That offensive coordinator should be fired immediately. It was a horrible game plan. No running. He had like seconds to throw. It wasn't even like he was dropping back and holding the ball too fast. He would take 3 steps back and people were already in his face. It was the worst called game I've ever seen in my life. And people are gonna go, well, Fields doesn't have it. That if that dude's not shell shocked after that game, I don't know who would be. It was a terribly called game. And yeah, he wasn't great even when he could get out of the pocket. And every now and then he'd show you like a glimpse, but it was bad. It was bad. And don't tease me with Nick Foles, boy. That's now you're talking really gonna take off there with the Bears. Nick Foles. Can't wait for
right.
We saw that play last year.
We've seen these movies before. We've seen the Tyler Lockett show. We've seen the Josh Gordon show. We've seen them all, man, and they don't end well. We don't want Nick Foles. Just continue with the kid. Let him get his licks in, whatever.
Call a better game, man.
Call a better game and short the
screens.
freaking offensive line.
Yes.
We need to fire Nagy. Is it time to fire Nagy, Tony?
I don't like him right now. I don't like him right now, period. I shouldn't say right now. I don't like him. For him to even bring up, well, it's between 3 quarterbacks. Make a freaking decision. Listen, the kid can run too. He's a running quarterback, and he was in trouble, man. So
there was no RPOs. There was nothing.
It wasn't all his fault. You're right. So leave him in. Give him another shot, man. Well, how much better is it going to be with the other guys? It's not. Just leave him in.
Here, I do have a worry, though. You guys remember David Carr? That guy got so beat up his entire rookie season. He never recovered from that, man. I do worry about that a little bit with Fields.
That's true. It can happen.
You want to keep him in there, getting the shit beat out of him?
Dude, David Carr got beat up so bad, he's now Derek Carr. That's what he looks like after he got beat up. He was the pretty boy. Now he looks like Yeah, he looks like it's Derek Carr. So
Yeah.
that's what happens when you don't have an offensive line. So, all right, let's move on to the next story. And this one was awesome. And Royce is going to talk a lot more about this later, but I just want to throw it out there. Justin Tucker nails an NFL record 66-yard field goal as time expired to beat the lowly Lions again. It's 3 yards longer than the previous record, so he destroys the record, and he hit the crossbar and it ricocheted in to the net. And I mean, this has got to be like perfect like story about the Detroit Lions and how much they go through every year.
Every year.
Yep.
I mean, it tells it all. The way it hit the crossbar and they thought, oh, it's short, and then nope, doink, bounces in. Game over. They lose on a record field goal yet again. Oh my God, I feel bad. Like Tony says, we feel bad for the Lions, but that was amazing. That was truly amazing. All right, we'll talk about the Rams. The Rams had a statement game. They destroyed the Tampa Bay Bucks, 34-24, and really it wasn't even that close. Brady got a late touchdown to make it seem a little closer than it was. Matt Stafford basically did whatever he wanted. 4 touchdowns, over 300 yards. Cooper Kupp, 2 more touchdowns for the fantasy nerd. And old man Deshaun Jackson, Tony, 100 yards, a long tutty. So awesome that Coach McVay ran 50 yards down the sideline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Tony, tell me, was that unbelievable? Your boy Deshaun came through.
Yeah, well, that was one of the 2 games that he's going to get his, 100 yards and a touchdown. So I was pretty proud of that, but is he going to be able to do it all season? I doubt it highly, but here's the thing: the Rams look incredible, and they're not even using certain weapons. I mean, their run game; those guys are banged up, obviously, but where's Trees at? They can get Higbee the ball more, and like they could be a force to reckon with, man. Once they get that entire flow going with all those guys, if they're able to get everybody the ball, man, they're going to be hard to stop. They're a scary team.
All right, let me ask you, Royce. Do you take a lot of stock in this statement win over the Bucks? Do you think the Rams are now the team to beat, or is it just too early in the season and the Bucks will be fine? What do you think?
Rams are number 1 right now. They're number 1 team in the league. I mean, they went up against the Super Bowl champs, and they just punched them in the mouth, man. I mean, the score wasn't as close as it was. We all like the Rams though ball game. I know we talked about it. We like the Rams. Overhit though, that's another thing. It's okay. But that's the best team in the league right now. Absolutely, Rams are the best team in the league.
I still would take the Bucks in the long term. I think they'll figure it out. It was in LA. Fans were going crazy. It was a big game for the Rams. The Rams really wanted to win this game. I'm not sure it was as big a game for the Bucks as it was for the Rams. So I want to see them play again in the playoffs. That'd be fantastic. Maybe like the NFC Championship game or something like that. Would that be freaking amazing, John, or what?
It'd be a great game. I like the Rams a little bit better than I like the Buccaneers right now, just because offenses are comparable to me, but the Rams defense is playing way better than the Buccaneers defense. And so,
oh yeah, without a doubt, absolutely.
I like the Rams better. I think Rams are number 1 for sure right now.
Yep. Yeah, you can't argue that. I mean, they look.
Matthew Stafford is playing out of his.
Yeah, he is. So comfortable.
Goes to show you. It shows you the problem was Jared Goff. Now that they've shored
looks like
that
he's
up.
been in that offense his entire life.
Exactly. That's what happens when you put a good quarterback in a good system, and you're not covering shit up for the quarterback that sucks.
Right.
Right.
That is the difference. And
Yeah.
Stafford is a great quarterback, don't get me wrong, but the system is making him even better. I mean, geez, and the weapons is incredible. So the Rams do look great right now. John, do you remember a couple years ago, before the new rule with the audio and the headsets, where the quarterback could come to the offensive line in the no huddle, and the coach could talk to him in their ear, and McVay was like directing Jared Goff, look at this receiver first and hit this guy if that read's not available. And he was basically just kind of cheating in a way, like telling Goff exactly where to look. And then a couple years
I do remember that.
Yeah, they took that rule out, okay? And they made it where once you leave the huddle or once you approach the line, they turn off the audio in your headset. So now you can't communicate with the quarterback. And ever since they did that, Jared Goff has been horrible, horrible. And that's the difference between Jared Goff and Stafford. Stafford doesn't need instruction. He knows what he's doing. He calls his own audibles. He knows where to look first, what's his first read, and that's why they're so successful now, in my opinion.
You know what it also shows you is how bad Detroit's teams were. If that same quarterback, Matthew Stafford, couldn't get them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the guy's a genius. He's fantastic.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Last stories of the day is regarding all the injuries we saw this week. We'll start with the two hammies, and that is Christian McCaffrey and A.J. Brown. Both are going to be out a few weeks minimum with strains in the hammy. And then also, it looks like James White's season is over for the New England Patriots. He dislocated his hip, and that is something that Tua did. And we all know that is not something you recover from, probably not this season. So he's out. I wanted to ask you guys your take on the Christian McCaffrey thing. Is he injury prone? Is that the label? Do we have interest in Chuba Hubbard? What do we think?
The McCaffrey thing is kind of worrisome for me. I mean, it's showing that he is, well, they're saying what, a few weeks, 2-3 more weeks, possibly sooner, longer, I don't know. But he keeps, now after last season and this, it's making me nervous, man. He gets the ball so much that eventually you think he's going to break down. He was the whole team. I didn't really think that a year or two ago, but I do now.
Yeah.
Not liking it at all. And I do like Hubbard as backup. That kid looks pretty good.
Yeah. Pick up Hubbard for sure. Number one waiver wire. Get him.
He's absolutely the number one waiver wire. But I do think people are going to overvalue him a little bit because I think Royce Freeman is going to start getting in there and getting a few more touches. It's kind of like what happened last year with Mike Davis. Mike Davis exploded the first few weeks, but as the season progressed, they started mixing in more backs. And I think that's what's going to happen here. I'm not like completely sold on Chuba Hubbard, but he's a good pickup. I mean, He's a lottery ticket.
So I got to tell you, if Chuba Hubbard is available in your league, then their league's probably not super smart, right? I mean, like, that guy should have been drafted. He shouldn't be on the waiver wires.
Hey, John, in our sleeper league, guess who was available and guess who got him?
Chuba?
Chuba was available and Chucky got him.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Good pickup.
You guys were asleep at the wheel. I love it.
Word.
I literally had no idea that guy would be possible.
I agree.
Wow.
Wow. Well played. Well played.
Well, thank you. All right.
Congrats.
The panic button.
Time for the panic button. This is our segment where we go through you guys and ask, is it time to hit that freaking panic button on these guys? And we're going to do this almost every week because every fantasy owner wants to know, should I be worried about my guy that's letting me down? Is this something I need to think about? And we'll go over that with you right now. Let's start with Bobby Trees. Robert Woods, again, has a small game. 3 catches, 33 yards, completely outshined by Cooper Kupp yet again. Even old man Deshaun Jackson got in the mix with 100 yards and a touchdown. Oh, boy. Is Bobby Trees lost in the woods? John, what do you think? Is it time to hit that panic button?
Nope. I'd buy low on Bobby Trees right now.
Really?
I would find somebody who's got Bobby Trees and I'd offer him a real low ball offer and he'll probably take it because he's going to panic. I'm not panicking on Bobby Trees.
Great, because I have Bobby Trees in our sleeper league. Make me an offer.
Listen, Kupp he's not going to sustain what he's doing. Jackson, like Tony said, he does that twice a year. Bobby Trees back. Let's just all calm down. That's all. That Stafford's going to get used to his receivers, and he's going to realize Bobby Trees is the best one that's on this team. So until he starts catching more balls, though, I'm going back to calling him Robert Woods. I'm not calling him Bobby Trees until Robert gets his shit together and starts catching more balls.
Right, Bryce, are you worried about Bobby Trees?
I am a little bit. It's like the Lakers this year. There's just too many mouths to feed, and he's not getting. I don't think he's getting a third look at all now. Deshaun worries me a little bit, just cutting into his time. You still got Jefferson too.
Higbee.
Yeah, Higbee got more involved in the offense, got a touchdown. And once they get Henderson back running game, Bobby Trees might be left in the woods.
I'm not ready to hit the panic button yet, but I'm hitting the worry button. Tony, yes or no? Are you hitting the panic button?
No, I'm not either. I think that everybody has a good point. There are some mouths to feed, but he's going to get his games. Unfortunately, I don't know if he's going to be going off every week, and that's where you're going to be juggling, like, do I start him or not? Yeah. But he's going to get the ball. Right now, you can see how things are going, and eventually, they're going to guard the guys that Stafford's throwing to. And like you said, Cup's not going to keep it up. There's no way. No. He's going to get his ball. So cups and balls and cup and whatever.
Calvin Ridley, another small game. He's now wide receiver 31. He had 8 catches for 61 yards. Yeah. But again, he's just not catching the long balls. He's not getting in the end zone. I don't think it's time to panic, though. Do you, John?
RELAX. Relax.
What does that spell? Oh,
relax. No, he's had 11 targets. He had 8 targets last week. Everybody just stop. This is a new offense for the Falcons. Everybody's just trying to get used to it. Calvin Ridley's still the most talented receiver on there. He's getting the most targets. It's not going downfield a lot. They're trying to get him the ball in space and get a little bit of run after the catch. But no, do not panic on Calvin Ridley. If you get rid of Calvin Ridley, you will kick yourself towards the middle of the year when they really start to click.
All right, I think we all agree on that one. All right, this one we're not going to agree on, I can tell you right now. Allen Robinson. The Bears are a mess. They don't even know which quarterback they want to start. And quite frankly, it hasn't mattered so far because he's been just terrible. He's wide receiver 68. He goes for 2 catches, 27 yards in that debacle. I'm going to throw out this week because it was just garbage. But overall, he's still really been below mediocre. Are we worried? Is it time to hit that panic button? Royce.
He's so talented, though. He's a number 1 guy. It's hard. Again, it's such a small sample size. I think once they figure out what quarterback they want, ball game is such a mess for your team, man. I can't. He's just too good. It's got to turn around here. He's got to get some looks at some catches and some TDs. I can't this early. He's just too talented.
Tony?
Yeah. So
what do you think?
If I have a panic button, I'm hitting it. I think because it's going to take, let's say they finally decide in the next 2 or 3 weeks who the QB, who the full-time QB is. And then it's probably going to take 2 or 3 weeks after that to get some kind of just something rolling, man. I guess I'm saying is it feels to me like, you're right. He's very talented, but I think it's going to take 6 or 7 weeks just for him to start actually putting up numbers. So for me, that's a panic.
And John, you're a Bears fan. Hit me real quick. What do you think?
I don't panic, but I'm worried. I don't play him. He's on my bench for a while, but I don't get rid of him. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm panicked right now. I'm panicked, but I'm not gonna hit the panic button because as long as Fields is the quarterback next week and beyond, he'll start to he'll get comfortable in the offense, and then the balls will start coming. So we'll see.
Your mouth to God's ears.
Yeah. How about this guy? This is for you, Tony. Stephon Diggs, wide receiver 29. He goes for 6 for 62, and we all know Josh Allen lit it up, and he still didn't get in the end zone and didn't get a lot of points. So, are we hitting the panic button on Stephon Diggs?
No, I'm not hitting the panic button, but I still feel the way I felt, a month ago.
Yeah.
He's not going to get top 7 or 8 numbers, I don't think. But he's still going to come through and get, some catches. So it's not somebody that you're just going to dump. And looking at the QB, I mean, so far I'm wrong. I didn't think he was going to be putting up numbers, Josh Allen, like he is. At least
say his name, kid.
I hear you. Those numbers are insane. And Stephon Diggs is going to get some of that. But as you can see, I've picked up Sanders in 3 leagues the past couple of days. So, I no panic, but I don't think he's going to put up huge numbers.
Too many mouths to feed in Buffalo, so Diggs is not the clear-cut number 1 right now. There's weapons there.
Did anybody listen to me earlier this year when I said Diggs is an every other year receiver?
I remember that specifically.
I think he'll have big games. And I think he's going to have shitty games like he's been having. So you can't get rid of him because you're going to need fill-ins. You're going to need those things. But if you're counting on him to win you a fantasy championship, I think you're probably counting on the wrong dude.
I smell a big game coming from Diggs soon, like a really big
I
game.
do too. Yeah.
But you can't predict when. And he's not. It's not like last year where he was being force-fed the ball. That's not happening this year.
Yeah.
They don't need.
I was gonna say that about Woods, by the way. I feel like Woods is gonna have a big game, like either this week or next week.
All right, that'd be nice. All right,
Get him involved. Yeah.
coming right back to you, John. Another one of your boys from Chicago, David Montgomery, running back 15, which isn't that bad. But he had 10 carries for 34 yards, 2 catches for 21 yards. But the Bears are such a mess. Like,
Right. He's running back 15 now, but he was like running back 4 a couple, the week before. So the whole team took a dump. It was just a terrible, terrible game. I do not panic on David Montgomery though, because I think they're going to start feeding him more. I think they're actually going to start featuring the run, and he's talented enough to do it. I mean, you see him in his little burst, like his first run was a 15-yard, just pop right up the field. He's got a nice burst to him. He's hitting the holes. They're just not using him enough. They're starting to use him a little bit more in the pass game, which is good. But don't panic on David Montgomery. Don't you dare. And if somebody wants to trade you David Montgomery, I'd make a trade for him.
I would too. I was going to say he's a buy low candidate. Like, this guy's
not in our money league because you know who owns him.
That's right. Don't give up on Montgomery, guys. He's coming.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tony, this one's for you. We're going to do a little home improvement action. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Remember him?
I do.
I barely remember him at this point.
Yeah.
They're
But
not giving him the ball.
Jonathan Taylor is running back 27. 10 carries, 64 yards, 1 catch for 8. The issue is not like how good he is. He's super effective. 10 carries, 64 yards is 6.4 yards a carry. The problem is he only touched the ball 11 times.
Exactly.
And he was in the game for less than half the snaps in a game that was close. The game script was in his favor, and he still is sharing carries. What the F is going on in Indianapolis? Is it time to panic?
Can't answer that. It's a mess over there. I mean, isn't panicking. I don't. Again, here we all still are slightly overreacting. In a couple of weeks, I will panic if this carries on. But 10, 11 balls? What are you doing? Your main man, and you guys are sucking. And you're having quarterback issues. Run the ball, man. I don't get it. So I'm more worried about the play calling than I am him. So if he keeps getting his hands tied behind his back and they don't give him the ball, sure, I'm going to panic. So we'll revisit this in a couple weeks, but making me nervous.
The worst part.
Getting ready.
Here's the worst part to me. Marlon Mack was inactive, and he still didn't give Jonathan Taylor the ball. What the hell? I mean,
the good news about that though is Mac and the team have agreed to trade him.
But still, like, he wasn't active this week.
I know, but you're just not gonna have to worry about him the rest of the season. The Bills have a great offensive line. They do.
They do.
A really good offensive line. They're gonna figure it out. I think the coach is a good coach. I think they tried to get a little cute and maybe got a little bit behind and just started throwing. I think the game plan dictated it. I'm not a Jonathan Taylor fan, but who are you dropping him for at this point?
No, you're not dropping him.
You go pick somebody up off the waiver wire?
Yeah, you can't. There's nobody better. So
yeah.
Okay, these guys we're talking about when we say we're hitting the panic button, we're not saying drop them on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
But if you're panicking, you might want to look to move them or something like that. But don't drop these guys. You will
Please don't.
definitely regret that.
right.
No.
All right, I'm coming to you, Royce, because you were kind of high on some Falcons this year, so you know a little about them. Kyle Pitts.
Ugh.
2 catches for 35 yards. He's tight end 15, the big rookie tight end that everyone was so high on. Didn't we try to warn everyone, though? Rookie tight ends never fare well.
Sure we did. But can he get a bone here and there? Dude, the Atlanta's offense is so anemic. It's just awful, isn't it? I mean, it's terrible. I mean, against the Giants, I might as well have been playing, the 76. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
76.
I was going to say 76 Steelers, but anyway, I mean, God, I don't get it. I don't know what's going on in Atlanta, man. Everybody on the offense is just. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't trust anybody right now. To be honest with you, and that's terrible. You figure with Matt Ryan, they're going to be down a lot. You figure that he's going to be getting some looks, right? That was my team that I like, kind of in the middle there. He's going to have to huck it, but they can't move. They can't get out of their own way. It's really frustrating if you have Pitts and Ridley.
Here's what I heard. Here's what I heard. Okay, I was listening to a radio show this morning. They were talking about how they're lining up Kyle Pitts on the outside, and he's matching up against cornerbacks. And good corners are taking the challenge of shutting him down. And that doesn't work. It didn't work for Gronk. It's not going to work for Kyle Pitts. They need to line Kyle Pitts up in the slot and shoot him over the middle where linebackers are guarding him and safeties. Those are the guys that you tear up like Gronk does. You do not do well against corners. So I think they're going to figure that out. You'll start to see him come across the middle more.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. This is not the SEC.
More is like, oh, he's so big. If you put a corner on him, you just throw it up and he'll get it. But corners are fast and they're good at tracking the ball. So you want to get him on a linebacker where he's faster than the freaking linebacker. I mean,
I think he's a buy low candidate though. I
do.
Candidate. And I don't think he's going to be an elite tight end until about the last 4 weeks. And then whoever buys him low or held on to him is going to reap some benefits in those last 4 weeks. I don't know why I think that, but I just do.
That makes total sense. I mean, he's going to figure this out. He's a very talented player. He's super talented. Maybe the best tight end we've ever seen come out of college. I mean, as far as his skill set, he's ridiculous. So don't give up on him. Don't give up on him. All right, last one. This one's weird because it's a defense. But are we panicking on the Washington football defense? WFT, WTF. What do you guys think?
A little. They look like crap, dude. They look like crap. I don't get it, man. Again, it's another one of those. I'm stumped on it. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I mean, I'm panicked. I'm not playing them. Why? There's no reason to start them. They're getting hammered. So
They're getting hammered.
What? We're gonna give them a few weeks and see what happens. Another one of those defenses you just put on your bench, I guess. Can't really drop them like we're talking about the other players. But
defense 29 right now, and they're not getting turnovers. They're getting sacks, but they're not getting turnovers. John, what the hell, man?
I don't know. I own some shares of Washington, and I just keep going. There's too much talent on that team, man. There's just too much talent. Ron Rivera's their head coach.
right.
Get it figured out. I think they'll turn it around a little bit. I'm not panicking yet. For some reason. I have a weird, quiet confidence about them that they're going to turn it around.
Fantasy Heroes and Zeros.
On to the next. Fantasy Heroes and Fantasy Zeros. All right, so we're each going to get 2 Fantasy Heroes that came through for us this week in fantasy football. And then we're going to give you 2 Zeros that came up small for us. All right, so we're going to start with John with a Fantasy Hero. And you got a Fantasy Hero at running back. And we all knew you'd pick him. But go ahead. Tell us who it is.
Come on, man. My boy Zeke. I've been talking about this off season. Finally, yesterday, he looked like Zeke again. Did you see him hitting the holes? He's driving people back. He's getting in the end zone a couple times, caught a couple balls. It was nice. Tony Pollard, who? He got some yards. He did okay, but no. Zeke was back to being Zeke, and I think that's what you should expect. I say this all the time. Week 3 starts to reveal the truth, right? Weeks 1 and 2, weird, things weird. Week 3, week 4, now you're starting to see the truth. And I think the truth is Zeke is a fantasy hero, and you guys are going to ride him out. You're going to be real glad you did.
He looked good. All right, another running back. Tony, you got a hero at running back. Tell me who it is.
I got Madison in Minnesota.
Nice.
To step up like that and fill in for Dalvin, he kind of looked like Dalvin. And several plays, I was like, is Cook back in there, man? He was a hero for me. He saved my ass in a league. So To have a backup like that, I mean, the only worry for me is like, oh shit, are they going to start playing him more when Dalvin Cook, gets healthy? But Madison's good. I wouldn't doubt it. Like, I don't know his contract situation up there, but he could start somewhere for sure. He could be on another team. So he was one of my fantasy heroes.
Don't worry, he's not Dalvin Cook. Don't worry.
He's
right.
He's the best handcuff running back
Awesome.
out there easily. Yeah.
All right, and now we're gonna go to wide receiver. And Royce, you have a wide receiver that was your hero. Tell me who it is.
I can't believe I'm saying this, and you guys are gonna laugh when we talked so much shit about him last week. But I had Higgins hurt, I had Deontay Johnson hurt. I had to go to the well, and I picked up and put in Mr. Mike Williams.
Big pickup.
Oh my gosh. 7 for 9 for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, we're LA here, so the game was on, and I was switching between that and the red zone. Man, if he could ever stay on the field, he is a beast, man. He is good. He's number one guy in Charger land right now. Through 3 games, he has 22 catches, 95 yards, and 4 touchdowns. That's wide receiver 1, boys. He is a wide receiver 1 and probably top 5 right now. Again, we're all gonna wait for the other shoe to fall, right? It's gonna happen. But what's the old saying? You ride her till she bucks, or you don't ride her at all. So just keep going, Mike. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And he actually almost won me my game just picking him up. So it was very
awesome. Normally I'd reveal one of my heroes right now, but I want to do mine together, so I'm gonna wait, and you guys will know why when I do it. So we're gonna go back to you, John, with another hero, and you went defense. Tell me what's up with that.
It was everything I hoped it would be and more. Denver Broncos defense. Just 2 turnovers, touchdowns, sacks. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. It really saved me from having just a really crap week, quite frankly.
You forgot the most important part. They got a shutout.
They got a shutout. They got a shutout. It was just, oh, God, it was awesome, man. Like, everything they did was just fantastic. So I love Denver's defense anyway. I now love them even more.
All right. I'm going to Royce for this next hero because we did a defense, which we don't like to talk about too much, and we never talk about kickers. But Royce, who you got?
Yeah, we talked about him earlier, and we joke about kickers all the time as they're not real football players, but you got to give it to Justin Tucker just one time. You don't see too many 66-yard field goals now. There was a delay of game possibility before that play, as everybody knows. The flag wasn't thrown. I just think the refs wanted to either see him try to do it or see him miss and give Detroit a win. But still, man, to win the game, he got 17 points if you had him. I mean, he's just averaging under 12 points a game. And for a kicker, I take that for my flex right now. Are you kidding me?
I know, right?
I mean, the guy is special. He made another 50-yarder also in that game. I mean, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And again, 66. That was pretty cool. I got to give him some props. So
that was awesome.
Yeah.
The views expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the rest of us. We do not like to talk about kickers. Rule number 1 is we do not talk about kickers on Fantasy Sports Island. Rule number 2 is see rule number 1.
Yeah.
Right.
Rule number 2 is see rule number 1. All right, enough about the kickers. But that was amazing. That was
pretty cool.
All right, so I'm going to go to Tony. Tony has another hero here. And I'm going to let you just – yeah, do it.
This guy put up modest numbers, so it wasn't about the points. It just gave several people hope and got me excited, and that was Odell Beckham. Yeah. He looked good out there. He looked healthy. He looked fast, looked comfortable. And, he had a little bit of chemistry going with Baker. So for me, he's a hero because I need him in a couple leagues. I need him down the line later, at least over midseason. I know I'm going to need him desperately. So he's a hero for me.
So OBJ is not DOA?
No.
He's alive. Johnny,
It's
he's
alive.
alive. All right.
Good for him.
All right. Now I'd like to reveal my two heroes. First one, you guys know it's Josh Allen. Josh Allen, 32 of 43 for 358, 4 passing touchdowns, added a rushing touchdown just for kicks, made some ridiculous 35-yard touchdown pass to Emmanuel Sanders while fading out of bounds. The guy's back. Everything was like on target, on time. He's spreading the ball around. Made my day. I love it. I love it. It was great. And my other fantasy hero completes my beautiful trade I made just a few weeks ago. I traded for Josh Allen and James Robinson. 15 carries, 88 yards, 6 catches, 46, and he added a rushing touchdown. So now I feel really, really good about that trade. All right, guys, give me some love. Make me feel good. Josh Allen and Allen Robinson are my heroes.
Your heroes, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Good
I
for
mean, I think
you.
you meant James Robinson, but yes, Allen Robinson is not your hero.
Did I say Allen Robinson? James Robinson. Come on.
Yes,
My bad.
it was a fantastic trade, and we both know that the person who gave you that trade
He's an idiot.
this week, right? I mean, they're
Yeah.
not working out as well for them.
Well, they're doing fine. They have Eckler and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had a decent game. Eckler had a great game. So I think it was a good trade for both teams. But I really needed a quarterback that could put me over the edge, and I think I got him.
It was
And
a
I'm really-
fair trade for both teams.
Yeah, I think so.
You've got the better end so far.
Yeah. You did.
We'll see. We'll see. It's early. It's early. All right. All right. Now we got one more. Actually, we're on to our fantasy zeros now, and we're going to start with John at quarterback. Who's your fantasy zero?
I'm trying to think of who I gave you. Oh, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was my fantasy zero, man. That guy was facing the Falcons.
Yeah.
The Falcons.
Ugh.
You can't put it. You end up QB 20 for the week, and you can't put up better numbers than that. Now, granted, his receivers got hurt. Get it? They had depth. It's just he went back to being old Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny wasn't dropping any dimes. Not saying.
He was not. Mm-mm.
All right, Royce, running back. Your running back.
I took Tyson Williams for Baltimore. That backfield's a mess, guys. I don't trust anyone back there. It's a 3-headed monster. He had 5 touches for 22 yards. He had 1 target. The other 2 guys didn't do much better. I'm only people I'm trusting on that team, of course, is Lamar. Maybe Hollywood Brown. I'm sure we're going to talk about him in a bit. And, of course, Andrews. But there's no clear-cut number 1 guy. Stay away from that backfield, guys.
Keith nailed it a couple weeks ago when he said Tyson Williams was poor in pass protection. And that is why he doesn't play a lot. And that's going to continue. And Baltimore has said it multiple times. They like RBBCs. And this is going to continue. And we haven't even seen much of Le'Veon Bell yet. It's coming. We've already seen Devonta Freeman. And we've seen all the other guys. So it's just a matter of time before we see Le'Veon Bell too. All right. Tony, your zero is also a running back. Let me have it.
Trey Sermon. For some reason, maybe I'm an idiot. I just really thought he was going to look better, do better. I was just really disappointed as to what expect, in the future with him in the backfield. I don't really know, but yeah, I invested in him. I thought he was going to have a big week, and he was god awful. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that dude.
Wasted golden opportunity, man. Couldn't ask for a better chance. I mean, the guys are all hurt.
Yeah.
They had to go to him, and he just came up small.
Yep.
All right. I will give you a fantasy zero for me at quarterback. I'm all out of love, guys. My relationship with Ben Roethlisberger is officially over. He didn't have bad fantasy numbers. He was 38 of 58 for 318. He had a tutty, threw 2 picks, unable to muster up more than 10 points at home against the Bengals. Yikes. It's over, guys. He can't throw down the field. He's killing all the receivers there. Ben Roethlisberger's arm looks shot. I'm ready to admit it. I think I was wrong about him, and he can go to hell.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
That's a bad breakup right there.
That is it's bitter.
It's an ugly divorce, guys.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You guys saw it in the opener. All right, Johnny, you got a running back that was your fantasy zero. Give it to me.
This guy broke my heart this week. And again, it's not his fault. It's the offensive coordinator, but David Montgomery, absolutely broke my heart. Fantasy zero. He was just terrible. And again, not his fault. Line didn't block. Quarterback couldn't play. Nobody had time. He sucked. The team sucked. And it was a bad day.
Nagy, you suck.
I you know what? I wasn't ready to give up on him, but I'm getting real close. Like
Shaky.
last razor thin nerve is all I've got left. And,
What is going on with it? It's
and
just-
this week was the almost the straw that broke the camel's back. It was the worst called. Okay, I'm better.
I feel you.
All right. It hurts when your team and your player on your team comes up small, and it's not
This
even.
is why I rarely ever get a bear because I'm so emotionally attached to them.
Yep, I feel you. All right, let's go to a wide receiver. Tony, you got one. Who was your fantasy zero?
Oh, McLaurin. I still don't know how to say his name. If I don't say
McLaren sounds dope, so
I
say
should- I know,
McLaren.
it sounds better.
Terry's
If I can't
fine.
pronounce his name, he doesn't belong in my squad. Yeah, I mean, he had like 60. He did catch like about a 40-yard pass, I think it was, which kind of gave me hope, and it just went dead from there. The Bills are getting more difficult to throw on, so their defense is stepping up. But still, I thought with the young QB in there, I thought they were going to go off. I'm not giving up on him. He's still the number one guy there, at least number one wide receiver, that is. So, but he was a zero, man. It sucked. I really needed those points.
All right, yeah, I feel you, man. Yeah, he came up small, but he'll come back for you. Don't worry. Now, Royce, give me your zero.
We talked about it earlier. It's not much to talk anymore about. It's Washington defense, man. I don't know what's going on over there, guys.
Yeah.
Points allowed, game 1, 20, game 2, 29, and last week, 43. I mean, most of us took this as a probably top 3D, right? I mean, I passed up getting a second quarterback in one of my leagues, and we needed a second quarterback to get this defense. Fantasy points, first week was 7, second week 3, and then this week -4. Ugh. But there's hope. There's hope at Atlanta. This is where they turn it around this week. So let's see. But just a big disappointment. I mean, coming in, we were loving the Washington defense, and I don't know what's going on over there.
This is the week that Ridley and Pitts will go off.
Go off, yeah, exactly, and take the over. I think of all those points. Well, I don't know what it is, but just go over and you win.
All right, we got one more zero from me, and that is Hollywood Brown. Mr. Hollywood is in Hollywood, Florida, not in Hollywood, California, because he dropped 3 potential long touchdowns. He destroyed not only an amazing day for himself, but he destroyed the day for Lamar Jackson. It could have been tremendous. And let's just be real, he destroyed Johnny Ballgame's whole week because you got both them fools.
I stacked them. I stacked them this week, and I thought for sure they were going to go off. And if he would have caught those 3 balls, I would have been right.
Man, that was bad. It was ugly to watch. It's time for him to find Hollywood, California, and get his ass back on track. And I think he will, because he was open a lot. He still had a decent game.
He was open a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he still scored pretty well for the points, the ones he did catch. But
Deep breath.
Gotta catch the ball. Got one job.
Gotta catch the ball.
Ball game. Got one job.
one job. That's right.
One freaking job.
All you gotta do.
Just make your triangle, man. Just make the triangle.
Yeah. Whatever you gotta do.
Week 4 matchups.
Okay, we are on to week 4. Week 3's over. Forget about it. Forget about it. Let's move on. Let's move on. No more Hollywood Brown talk. No more WTFs with the defense. Let's move on.
All right.
Week 4 matchups.
Cleanse yourself. Cleanse yourself, everybody.
Cleanse yourself.
Shake it off. Shake it off a little bit.
All right. So these are the matchups I thoroughly am interested in. You guys can tell me if you agree or not. Let's start in Dallas. Carolina Panthers at the Cowboys. Cowboys are favored by 5, over under of 50.5. Okay. A lot to talk about in this game. McCaffrey's out. Hubbard's a guy we've already talked about. What interests you in this game, John? I want to start with you. What are you looking to see in this?
Let's see if Dallas can stack 2 games in a row like they just had against Philly. I think it was the most well-balanced they've been all year, and the defense looked out of sight. I mean, that defense looks phenomenal. It's what we thought they were going to have like the very beginning last year when they started stacking all those players that they had, and they never did come to fruition. I think if they keep Zeke running, I think they need to hit CD a little bit more. I gotta admit, I don't think they used him enough. Dalton Schultz got 2 touchdowns. That's not going to happen again in any game, right? So it was kind of fluky in that case. But I like Dallas. This is the week where, Carolina's defense was a real hot pickup last week. Nobody's starting Carolina's defense this week.
My question is, can the Cookie Monster get some crumbs? Just some crumbs? Man, I was looking forward to that game. I thought he was going to go off, but he didn't really. He caught a 40-yard pass on the opening play, and then he was pretty quiet the rest of the way. Only caught a couple balls.
Which if he would have gotten 1 more yard, it would have been a touchdown, and then that would have been
would have been a decent week.
play, right? He would have had a decent week just on that one play.
Right.
For sure. All right. Do we have anything to add on that game, you guys?
I'm looking forward to both defenses. I want to see how they handle this. I don't know why. I mean, defensive games are not exciting games. More than likely Dallas is probably going to expose them and light them up a little bit. But if the Panthers can step up, they're definitely a stronger team than I thought. So I'm excited to see what both defenses do.
Without Christian McCaffrey, though, that's the only thing about this. I'd like to see him full strength going in this game, then I think he'd have a better game.
Also, the Panthers had an injury in the secondary, and then they made a trade. They traded their tight end. They traded their tight end and to get a corner, and they sent him to Jacksonville. So Dan Arnold, the Darnold to Arnold connection is no longer. Makes us sad because I really wanted to talk about a Darnold to Arnold touchdown.
They broke one of those heart necklaces in half, though, so that one of them.
BFF necklaces.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, on to the next. We got the Cleveland Browns at Minnesota. I love this game. I don't know why. Cleveland's favored by 2. It's supposed to be high scoring. 53 is the over-under in Vegas. I'll start with you, Royce. What do you like in this game between Cleveland and Minnesota?
Defense again. I don't know if the Browns are going to repeat 9 sacks against your Bears there ball game.
Why you got to bring it up?
I'm sorry. I got more to bring up. Oh, there's still time left on the clock. There's more stuff coming up. You're gonna
Jesus, man. I haven't suffered enough.
Yeah. Let's just see if the Browns can continue the defense. The offense is there. See if old dirty bastard can keep it going. And if they could, Cook is, I'm not sure, is he going to play or not? We don't know. They have a good running back. Jefferson had a nice game last week. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a shootout.
I do.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game.
Kirky Cousins is quietly having a good season. He's top, I believe, 5 quarterback right now.
Yeah.
Number 4 in our league.
Yeah, he's number 4. So I'm interested to see if that continues. Jefferson got off the schneid last week, got a touchdown. But freaking Thielen got another touchdown. Every week that fool scoring touchdowns. I think this is the week that Thielen gets shut down. Cleveland's got a pretty good defense. They got good corners, so we'll see what happens. All right. I don't think this game's going to be close. I think it's going to be a blowout, but we always have to talk about the Chiefs because they're exciting. Kansas City Chiefs at the Eagles. Chiefs are favored by 7, 54.5. Vegas thinks it's a high-scoring game. I'm excited to see what happens in this game for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Is he going to be the man again this week? What do you think, John?
I don't know, man. Falcons defense sucks, so it's a real, or the Eagles defense sucks rather. So it's a real good time. We saw what Zeke did. We saw Pollard run against him too. So it's a time to get right for him, and he looked okay last week. I'm not on his train yet, though. I kind of feel like he's one of those every 3 or 4 weeks he'll give you a good game. So, but I do think Patrick Mahomes takes out all of his frustrations on the Falcons.
I do too.
I was going to swing it to Tony because Tony's got some Mahomes. And I know you're going to go off this week.
Yeah. The last win, or the last loss, that is, shows signs of possible trouble. So I think you're right. I think Mahomes is going to throw all over the place first half, and then getting into the middle of the third quarter, then they're going to start running the ball, is my feeling. I think they're going to do both. They're just going to destroy him. They kind of have to. They got something to prove, and because if they don't, then they're gonna panic as a team a little bit. So they have to really, really put up serious points this week.
All right, game of the week. Arizona Cardinals at the Los Angeles Rams. Both teams 3-0. The Rams are favored by 5.5. I was surprised. Over-under is 54.5. Also very high scoring. What's not to love? Kyler Murray, Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Hopkins. How about the kid Rondale Moore? You guys excited to see this game?
I like the Cards this week, to be honest with you. Rams are coming off a really emotional win against Tampa Bay. They are home. No one's really talking about the Cards. I guess they're sneaky 3-0. I think they can come in and they can win this game. I think. I like them.
Kept it close for 3.5 quarters. I don't think the Cards are that good. I'm just saying it. I'm not a believer. Murray's points have gone down every week. He's okay. It's not great.
Keep telling yourself that, John. Keep telling yourself that.
I'm going to talk a little bit more about it here in a few minutes.
Whatever makes you sleep at night. I mean, come on. All right. This next game I just wanted to brush over real quick. It's not that great of a matchup, I don't think, but it's the Denver Broncos are 3-0, and they're at home against the Baltimore Ravens. The Broncos are favored by 1.5. The over-under is 44, so it's going to be kind of an ugly, low-scoring game. But I want to know, does Lamar Jackson and Hollywood, Florida get back to Hollywood, California in this game? Do they go off? What's going to happen, John?
I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about it. I don't. I'm actually thinking about benching Lamar this week, and that's how worried I am. Denver's defense is the real deal. They're playing in Denver, a place that's notoriously hard to play if you're not used to that altitude. There's no running game right now for Baltimore, so it's just strictly on Lamar's back, and he's been carrying them for about 3 weeks now. I think he's going to get real tired, and I think Denver ends up winning this game. I am scared to play any Raven in this game.
Royce, they're playing in Mile High. Justin Tucker, can he kick a 70-yarder?
Yes.
Yeah, he might be the only person I would think about
Play
playing.
Tucker. 6 field goals.
Play Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna win 15-13. That's the score.
I want to rename my team the Mother Tuckers.
Love it.
All right, Tony, I got one for you. I want you to tell me about this game because I know you kind of like the Steelers. We've talked about the Steelers.
I have to like them.
Yeah, you have to like them because we got shares of them. The Steelers at the Packers. Packers are favored by 6.5, over under 45.5. What are you looking for in that game, Tony?
What do you mean? What am I looking for? I need the Steelers to do something. Damn it! I think it's going to be a big running game for the Steelers, and maybe they'll throw a few nice little screens to Najee again. Get him some passes. I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I don't like the Packers defense, of course, but man, we need the Steelers to do something. So, I don't know what's up with Deontay Johnson. Does anybody know about his injury? I don't know.
Yeah.
Questionable.
Mm-hmm. I think he'll be out.
I think they're gonna put up some numbers. I'm going more gut. I think they're gonna put up better numbers this week. I don't think they're gonna pull it out. I think they're gonna lose. And I hate the Packers defense, but I still think they're going to lose. That's all I can say. I don't know. We'll see. That's a very confusing squad.
You think Pittsburgh and Green Bay will both be 2-2 coming out of this game?
Yes. How's that? Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Najee is number 2 running back in the league right now.
He went from number 20-something to number 2. That's what happens when you catch 14 balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, do you know how far he is though behind number one and who number one is?
Number one at running back. That's a good question. I'm actually
Oh,
curious.
don't say it.
I'm gonna give you guys a guess.
Hmm.
You get a guess. Tony, who's your guess?
Okay, hold on. It has to be Henry, doesn't it?
Yep.
That's Henry.
He's almost 50 points ahead of the second place. Right? It's 120.8 points to 76.2 is the next closest.
He's catching
Wow.
balls now. They're throwing him the ball. Love that. Go. He has more
He's had a 15.8. So his first week was kind of crap, right? 15.8, which was good for most of our flexes and running backs, actually. Then he had a 72-point week in our league. And then, this last week was just a mild 32.8.
Yeah.
So it's just, this guy's just unbelievable.
The viewers are probably saying 72 points. What the
Yeah.
hell? But in our league, you get a little bit for carries. You get a little bit
You also
more
get
for long
bonuses.
touchdowns.
Yeah, you get
100
bonuses
yards, you get a
for 100
bonus.
yards.
And I add it all up. He did all of that stuff, and he got 72 points. So,
And guess who he plays this week?
yeah.
Jets, right?
The Jets.
Yeah, I think I'm playing Tannehill over Lamar Jackson, I think. Yeah.
Not a bad
blame
play.
you.
Yep.
I don't blame you.
Yeah,
All right.
real quick. Henry has more catches than Kamara. Just let that sink in.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. That's a huge stat right there. That's monster.
Wow. That's not. That's we're in
gotta
the
make
Twilight
sense.
Zone.
Yeah, it is
We're in the
crazy.
Twilight Zone.
It
That's
is
cool.
bizarro world for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, here's a fun one. Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks go home to New England, Brady's old stomping grounds, and he gets to play his old nemesis or coach, whatever you want to call him, Bill Belichick. Over under 49. Tampa's favored by 6.5. I think the Tampa Bay Bucks are going to unload their frustration on the Patriots and destroy them. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
The worst thing that could have happened to the Patriots is Tom losing last week. Tampa Bay losing.
Absolutely.
That's the worst thing that could have happened.
Yep. And
losing James White did not help the young.
that didn't help. And the Antonio Brown will be coming back for Tampa. And they're looking at
Gronkowski.
Sherman. Gronk's health. Yeah, he's okay. This is
Murder
gonna
up
be
there.
a murder.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
three
agree.
players who played for the Patriots who both were all let go are going to come back and they are going to just destroy them.
Yep. All right, last game. This one's super exciting to me. It's the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday Night Football at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers favored by 3.5. Chargers are favored by 3.5 against an undefeated team. Interesting to me. 52.5 is the over-under. Guys, this is going to be a great game, don't you think?
Absolutely. I'm stoked.
I think Sherbert's going to light up the Raiders, but I also think that Carr is going to have to do a lot offensively because the Chargers, although the Chargers do give up a lot on the ground, I think this game is going to be a shootout. I do. I think it's going to be super high scoring. I think Darren Waller's going to go off. I think Carr's going to go off. Sherbert, Mike Williams. It's going to be crazy. Anybody disagree with that?
No. I take the over.
Over. Highest scoring game of the week right there.
I mean,
Kind of agree.
Herbert was the best quarterback on the field last week, and he played Mahomes. Herbert's freaking awesome.
Second best.
In Kansas City.
Second
Kansas
best.
City.
Don't short my quarterback, dude. Josh Allen was the number one quarterback this week.
No, I said on the field.
On the field.
On the
Oh.
field. That
Yeah.
It's all good. We're good.
All right.
We're
Yeah,
good.
okay. Easy, Tiger.
I picked him as my number 2 QB, didn't I? I think in our list, our top 10, I put Herbert. as
Herbert?
number 2.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
had him up
yeah.
there.
I had him 3. Yeah, yeah, you did. All right.
The All Poop Team.
It's time for our all poop team. And this is where we take a DFS roster of studs that are going to come up small and shit the bed in week 4. And we've put together this crap team. But first, let's review how we did last week. I don't think we did that great, to be honest. So I started things with Dak Prescott at quarterback, 21 of 26, 238, 3 touchdowns. He did lose a fumble for a touchdown. But it was pedestrian. It was a Zeke game like we called it. Dak got a late touchdown, Dalton on the screen and all that. So I mean, it was just an okay game for Dak, I think. So I'm not gonna kick myself over that one. Royce took running back Mike Davis, and Mike Davis came up pretty small, 50 yards on the ground. Did have 4 catches for 20 yards, but in that matchup, he should have scored more.
Yeah.
That was a good call. Tony, Joe Mixon at running back, 18 carries for 90 yards, 1 catch for 4, but that's all he had, so he did come up small. Good call. And then I took running back Alvin Kamara, and I'm gonna say I didn't do well there. He ended up with almost 90 yards rushing, 3 catches, 29, and he did get a touch. So I'm gonna say I blew that one. John, you took Adam Thielen. He would have had a bad game, but he did catch a touchdown late in that game to salvage his day. He ended up with 6 for 50 and a TD. Not a bad call. Not a bad call.
Yeah.
Royce took Mike Evans. Mike Evans went off. He had 8 for 106. So, Royce, we blew that one. Sorry, buddy.
Next week.
Tony took Michael Pittman. Good call. 6 for 66. So, 6 for 68. 12.8 points. Most people wouldn't want just 12 points from their receiver. So, that was a good call. And John nailed Jared Cook. He said to avoid Jared Cook. Cook came up small. 2 for 27. Let's see if we can do better this week. And we're going to start with quarterback, Mr. John. Let me know who you're thinking. Who's going to poop on Sunday?
Guy's playing a defense. He's good, right? I mean, he's good. We've all said it. He's good. I don't feel as strongly as some of you guys do about him. This week, I think he's going to get shut down by a team called the Los Angeles Rams. You may have heard of them. And it's Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is not big. He's going to poop down his leg. And we're all going to be here next week going, wow, I was actually right about that.
That's ballsy, but that's what we're here for. He's a stud. Right. All right. I'm going to take a running back here. And this guy right now is running back 8. And he's going up against the Baltimore Ravens defense. And his name is Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon's going to come up small this week, and this is the week that Javonte is going to pick up some ground on him, I think. I think this is the week where we start seeing the talent kind of rise to the top, so to speak, all right? Okay, Royce, running back. Who you got?
Oh, ball game, I love you. Just let me just say that before I say my name. Mr. David Montgomery.
I knew it was coming.
Even though it's the Lions D held last week. They lost on a 66-yard field goal to the Ravens. Williams had 22 yards. Murray only had 28. Even Lamar had 58 yards. That was his season low for him. Don't play him. Love the Lions. I'll talk more about them later. Bye.
Lions did well last week. The Ravens weren't running the ball. Even Lamar Jackson didn't go off running the ball. Yeah.
No, he's
Good
averaging
call.
almost 100 a game, and he got half that.
So most people, when they go on DFS and they see David Montgomery is going up against the Lions, they're going to put him in the lineup. But I think this is a good call. It's a good call. All right.
Be afraid.
Speaking of good calls, this is another ballsy one, John. Who you got at running back?
Listen, guys. I take a shot every now and then. If you don't swing for the fences, you're never going to hit a home run. I think Aaron Jones is going to struggle against Pittsburgh. I think he is going to.
Whoa!
Oh, that's a big one.
That was.
I love it.
Juicy.
Aaron Jones, that is ballsy, but it is Pittsburgh. They're tough. They're tough to run on, no doubt about it. They can be run on, though. Mixon got 90 yards. So this is ballsy. I'm hoping they completely – well, we do have Aaron Jones on our FFPC team, so I don't want him to do terrible. But I'm hoping Aaron Rodgers just gets completely crushed. Nothing would make me happier. All right.
Agree.
We got to go pick some wide receivers. You have 3 running backs, so now we're going to take 3 wide receivers. And we're going to start with Tony. We haven't heard from you yet. Who you got a wide receiver, buddy?
Mr. Consistent Brandon Cooks going up against the Bills. I don't think he is going to do like you just did, he's not going to do shit. Still like the guy. Like I said, he's consistent, but he ain't going to do nothing at all.
I like that. Brandon Cooks, he's been great so far.
it's been
So
good.
we'll see what happens. All right. I got a wide receiver. This is a little ballsy, but I like Carolina Panthers defense. So I'm going Amari Pooper.
Appropriate sound for that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Amari Cooper has come out small 2 weeks in a row now. He's doing his typical great game and then fades for a couple weeks. He's still, I think he's wearing a flak jacket for his ribs. And the Panthers D is solid, even though they did lose a corner. They gained a corner in a trade. I like them to shut him down again. I think he's going to come out small once again. All right, Royce, we got one more receiver, and you got that receiver. Who you got?
Another big one. DeAndre Hopkins for your Arizona Cardinals.
Really? Interesting.
Coming off a terrible game last week. 5.8 points against the Jaguars. He's got Ramsey, Jalen all over him this week. I like everybody else. Obviously, if you have him, you're playing him. Don't be stupid, but don't expect big numbers. I like everyone. I like Kirk, like tight end, like Moore, but not Mr. Hopkins this week.
All right, and no DFS lineup would be complete without a tight end, and we left Tony for the tight end. Who you got?
Well, this guy isn't a stud, or he hasn't been a stud so far, but I picked Gerald Everett. And mainly because it's what 49ers is what they did to Tunyon last week. That was a squeaker, dude. I thought that was my chair, and I was like looking at it, I was like, oh no, that's fucking Chuck.
Hey,
That's a smelly one.
he's a quiet one, right? Gerald Everett, so he deserves a squeaker fart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Going up against those guys, I don't think they don't give up a lot to tight end, so I don't trust Everett at all.
I agree. All right, let me review our fantasy team to avoid the all poop team. Here it is. At quarterback, Kyler Murray. At running back, Melvin Gordon. At running back, David Montgomery. Another running back is Aaron Jones.
It's disgusting.
At wide receiver, Brandon Cooks. Wide receiver, Amari Pooper. At wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins.
Feeling slightly nauseous at this segment.
Ooh.
And Gerald Everett.
Ooh.
That is your poop team, guys. Avoid those guys in
The
DFS.
squeak one gets me every time.
What, I thought we were in the trust tree in the nest, are we not?
Have you guys seen the movie Old School?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the scene where he's with his wife and they're at the doctor's office talking to a psychiatrist, and she's telling him it's a safe space and talk about your feelings, and he says something to the effect of like, I'm wondering what kind of panties that woman's wearing, and they kind of judge him, and he says, "What? I thought we were in the trust tree."
Trust tree.
Yeah. This segment is called the trust tree, and what we're gonna do here is go over some guys that have come up a little bit in fantasy football, and now we're asking you, do you trust them in your starting lineup going forward? All right. So we're gonna start with, and this is for me, James Robinson. Is he in the trust tree, John?
Yep. Get him in your lineups. I think Urban Meyer went, oh shit, that's right. I need a running back to play. Well, this is not college. Okay. Let's do it. Let's go with the one we have who was a Pro Bowler last year and was pretty damn good. So yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You guys agreed. So we trust James Robinson. I can play him going forward. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. All right. This one's for Keith. Is Clyde Edwards, hell yeah, now in the trust tree? I'm going to start with you, Royce.
I don't think so. I mean, how many more times can this guy fumble the ball, man? I mean, in big situations, even little situations. You're the running back. You have the ball. Running backs will have the ball 70% of the time. You gotta hold on to the ball, and you can't do that. How am I gonna trust you? I can't. I think he's out, guys.
Also, both games he had crucial fumbles. Both games they lost.
There you go.
Yes, he had 100 yards. He did have a touchdown. He even caught a couple balls, but he had the crucial fumble. So be careful. And he does have a good matchup this week, but after this week, it gets tough. He's not in my trust tree. No. All right. Saquon Barkley. I'm going to you, Tony. Is he in the trust tree?
Not for me. I mean, he looks okay, but it's going to take a while for him to really get those big numbers. I don't trust it. I don't know what's going to happen from week to week, especially with the team in general. So he's not in my trust tree. He's cute though.
Very lovely man.
Yeah.
Are we all in agreement here? Because I'm starting to trust Saquon a little bit more. He looked more explosive this week.
No, please don't. I actually wrote on my sheet, because you gave us the ones that I wrote Saquon, adorable, no.
That's perfect.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Fine then. All right. I'm coming back to you, Johnny Ballgame, because this is a guy I believe you were looking to get on the waiver wire, and he came through again. And he's versatile because he can play running back or receiver on a lot of sites. Cordero Patterson. Is he in the trust tree? Can you start him every week?
You know what? If you'd asked me last week, I'd have said be real cautious. And this week I'm going, yeah, I think you can. I don't think Mike Davis has done nothing to make anyone go, oh, he should have that job full time. Cordell catch passes out of the backfield. He might not run for a ton of yards, but he's going to get you. He got 19 points last week in a part-time role. I mean, people are starting Pollard, and Pollard's getting less than that. I'm starting Patterson. He is in my trust tree for sure.
He's definitely at least a flex.
At least a flex. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
easily
I'm
flex.
starting him this week as a flex.
If you
So am
if you
I.
have him in your flex, your team's good.
Yeah.
You know, basically.
Good call. All right. This one is for you, Royce, because this guy you have a lot of shares of, as do we in our FFPC league. So we want to know what you got to say about Brandon Ayuk. Got in the end zone. Can't
Thank
go
the
trust him.
God, thank the good Lord, right? Finally, he's out of the doghouse. He was in for 60 snaps. Debo was in for 3 more. Got a touchdown. Actually had another look in the end zone too. He didn't catch it. It was a low ball. It was a penalty, but he's getting looks. Yes, thank you, Lord. Another week of this, and I couldn't get any more hate mail from everyone.
So we all trust him now?
I am, yeah. He's getting looks.
That's tough.
Can we give a yellow light? Right, so it's not a red light and it's not a green light yet. But I'm a yellow. I need one more week. I need to see that he is
I do too.
doghouse.
Possibly still a flex, but yeah, I think I need another week.
If you had a desperate week and you got a shit ton of injuries, I'd say,
I do.
all right, roll with him. Let's just.
Yeah.
But if you've got 3 other people, you got 2 receivers and a flex that's better, I'd wait one more week just to make
Are
sure.
we starting him in the FFPC?
No.
Who are they playing again this week? Who they got?
Seahawks or something. Wait,
Yeah, the Seahawks.
Seahawks.
We're playing
I
Seahawks.
gotta admit, their defense hasn't been good.
No, they
Vikings,
haven't.
Vikings put a ton of points up on them. Yeah,
Isn't
play them.
Debo
I might
a little
consider
banged
it.
up too? I thought Debo's a little like under the weather, isn't he?
I'm willing to play him, especially in
Play him.
in that league where you play 2 flexes. He
I
could
think we
definitely be
have
one of
to.
our flexes.
I'd play him in a 2 flex league. I'd
Yeah,
play him in a
definitely.
flex league.
I'm
All right.
starting
You convinced me, Chuck.
them.
You convinced me.
Tony, the Raiders are coming on. David Carr looks pretty good. He's starting to hit Henry Ruggs. Henry
Oh,
Ruggs has put
man.
together 2 games in a row. Do you trust him in the trust tree?
Yes, for this week. Because they're gonna be unloading the ball. So the long term, I don't know, man. I don't fully trust him. He's good. Love that kid. I think they should be getting him the ball more, but they're gonna be spreading around, and Waller's their main subject. So this week, yeah. Then we'll talk about it next week. How's that?
Does anybody else trust or not trust him? I don't trust him either,
I
John.
don't think so.
I do
Nah.
not trust Henry Ruggs. And the
Nah,
Chargers a little bit better than you think. Derwin James back. I just no, thank you. I don't want anybody.
Yeah.
All right. This one pains me. I'm going to take this one, guys. I want to know what you guys think on Chase Claypool. Now,
We want to know what you think.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you right now. I just told you I broke up with Big Ben last night.
You sure did.
And the reason why is because his arm, he doesn't look like he can throw down the field. When he tries to throw down the field, he's super inaccurate and he's throwing picks. And that is not good for Chase Claypool. And last week, Chase Claypool was set up to have the monster game. All the receivers got hurt. Even Juju got hurt. It was him or nothing. And he did catch 9 balls for like 90-something yards, which I'll take. But again, wasn't throwing down the field, wasn't looking for him in the end zone. They weren't even getting down close enough to score. So no, I do not trust Claypool, and it's because of Big Ben. I can't trust it. What do you guys think?
I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. I mean, there's a reason why Harris got 14 catches or 14 targets or whatever. He can't throw the
Check
ball,
down.
guys.
Check down City. Yep.
Which is great if you had
Check
Harris.
down
Terrible.
Benny. Yeah, check down Benny. Yeah.
I mean,
What I want to know is how did Big Ben take it, Chuck? What was his reaction?
Oh, well, he didn't give a shit.
Oh, well then, fuck him. I mean, you
He
Yeah.
dedicated
cut
that guy for many years.
You
Showing
didn't
nothing.
cut your flowers up and send them back to you in a box.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of people were sad for me, but Big Ben was not one of them.
I hope
Wow.
I hope you get the ring back at least.
Yeah,
Jeez,
no
man.
shit, dude.
What an
Well, that
arrogant
ring-
bastard that guy is.
I spent 3 months' salary on that ring, Dick.
From Zales. That's right. Nice.
And he
Sales.
laughed when he got it. He was like, this thing? Oh, Chucky.
Pull out the Zales reference.
All right,
Okay,
last
yeah.
guy. We need a tight end, and this one's for Tony because I know you have some Gesicki. Do you trust Mike Gesicki? He actually had a pretty good game.
Yeah, I think we do now. I think he's getting back, get him the ball. They have to get him the ball. So, yeah, I trust him. Absolutely.
More importantly, Jacoby Brissett will look at Gesicki.
Yeah, right.
And you got him for at least another 2 games, if not more. So I'm with you, man. I would trust Gesicki.
Roll with Royce, the degenerate gambler.
All right, we've got our final segment for the evening, and it's Roll with Royce, the degenerate gambler. He's our degenerate gambler, guys. You know how there's always that asshole in the group? Well, he's our asshole. He's our asshole.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Nobody else is allowed to call him a degenerate. Only we.
Oh, yes, that's right. All right, so Royce, last week you took the Raiders and you got a bad beat because you had 3.5 points that you had to give, and the Raiders blew that big lead and it went to overtime and they had to win it by 3. So you came up a half point short. You nailed the Panthers. You gave 7.5 and you destroyed that one. So you're 1-1 last week, and now for the season, your cumulative score is 5, 3, and 1, which is really good. Really good. So we're gonna keep it rolling. We got 2 more from the degenerate gambler coming for you. Royce, who you got?
We talked about this one early. First one, Tampa Bay. I think Chuck said 6.5. Just moved to 7, so get it now. At New England, Tommy Boy back in town. Matt Jones is scared. It's a home game for Tampa Bay. Let's be serious. 38-6. Easy money. Take the Bucks. Second game is for ball game. Your Detroit Lions +3 at Chicago. Lions get off the schneid this week. I like them on the money line. 27-26. Your Detroit Lions.
Oof.
You're taking the money line?
Taking the money line. The first win of the season. The only people watching this game are the ones betting on it and ball game. That's it. This is the most degenerate bet out on the board.
Yeah.
So why not? I'm taking a flyer on the Lions. They looked good last week, guys. They played the Ravens tough. Led the Packers at half. I mean, it's gotta happen sometime, right? Why not the Bears? The Bears are terrible last week, guys. Let's admit. So love the Lions.
Right.
Lions +3.
All right, you guys, go cash in those pensions, sell them stocks, sell your cars and your homes and go put money on these 2 bets because they're locks. You're definitely going to win, right, Royce?
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
Let's go.
Locks.
The opinions expressed by Chuck Bishop in this show do not necessarily share the opinions of everyone on the network about cashing in your 401k
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, this is not financial advice. This is
That's the
only
direct
for
answer.
entertainment purposes, right, Royce?
That's correct. Entertainment
If
purposes.
you have a gambling problem, call the number.
1-800-GAMBLER. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anonymous.
something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't call us.
Actually, if you have a gambling problem, just call Royce. He'll help you.
I'll help you. I'll help you place your bets.
Also, if you do go out and cash in your pensions and all that, and you place bets and you win, we get 10%. Right?
Okay.
That's fair.
Oh, okay.
I would like to retract my earlier statement.
All right, guys. Another fantastic show. I'd like to thank the Fantasy Rolls Royce for his picks and for coming on the show again tonight. Thank you, sir. I'd like to thank Sir Poops a lot, Tony. Appreciate you, brother. And Johnny Ballgame, thank you once again, my man. Excellent content. I am the Fantasy Reaper. We do this every week, so hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified for next week. And we'll see you for our week 5 next week. All right, guys, enjoy the games on this Sunday. Aloha.
See you guys
Bye.
Later.
later.
Thanks for watching, bitches. Tune in next week or Chuck will get back together with Big Bet.